what's up? Probably here from TikTok. We're gonna try YouTube. Here's a truck. Everybody sees it and everybody that doesn't know it. It's got a LS3 2010 Camaro, comp 54-454-11 cam. 6.2 truck intake, pretty basic setup. Recently just put this VS Racing 80 mil on it, 8086, and it lasted 3 days. Now we're going back to the drawing boards and pulling the motor, and I think I cracked the ringland. So what we're gonna do is probably here in the next couple weeks gonna yank the motor, yank it all down, figure out what needs replaced and replace it, and gaff the rings for a good bit of boost. And but yeah, that's for a later date. But today we're in the new shop. I posted a video on TikTok about it, and it kind of got a lot of views, and all y'all wish me really well, so I appreciate that. But start bringing y'all along on YouTube, and we're working on this 96 theme, or actually it should be 1500. It's got a 5.3 LS out of a 2004 Tahoe, and it is an absolute brodozer. That's why we're on tires for a ladder right now. But we're getting a cam. So we're going to put Texas Speed Stage 2 low lift cam, push rods and springs, and we're going to see where it goes. We're not going to recommend this guy a BTR Stage 4 for a factory 5.3 because that'd be irrational and ridiculous. And it'd probably make less power than Woodstock right now. So we're going to bring you all along the way with us, show you how to do it, some shortcuts that I've learned, and overall the easiest way that y'all can do it in your driveway without having to shop like this. Alrighty, what I'm about to show you guys works for any 1999, 2013 Silverado, Yukon, Tahoe, whatever you got with an LS 5.3, 60, 62, 4.8. So what you're going to start off by doing is get rid of your air tube, and this one has a shorty cold air intake, hot air really, but on on your factory cars you'd run over here to the airflow sensor. So you just take that out, and this one has an intake air temperature sensor. Because it's an aftermarket harness, you guys probably won't have this one, and then really it's just a flathead. Load it off your throttle body. There you go. Step one. Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to take off the fan shroud. And if you're 2004 or 5 or above, you guys have electric fans, so you take those out. On you guys' LS's it'll be 213s on the electric fans, but on the non-electric fans you got a fan shroud. It's 210s. Alright, next we're going to get the upper radiator hose off. This one's a flathead, but you guys are going to have those Satan clips that were designed by Satan himself. Make sure you have something underneath to catch coolant. It shouldn't leak that much out of the top, but and put Dex Cool in your LS motors. Don't put the green stuff. Alright, next we're gonna take off the belt. It's 15 millimeter. Put it on tension right here. Slide it off. Simple stuff. And repeat the process on all of these water pump lines. You got your heater cores too. Lower radiator hose is probably gonna leak a little bit, and so will the heater cores, especially that one. Alright, now we're gonna take off the water pump. It's 6 10 millimeter bolts. Your choice if you want to remove the fan or not. I'm not going to, just because I don't have the big ass wrench over here. Someone put the 11 millimeter in the 10 millimeter spot. Alright, next we're going to take off the harmonic balancer. It's right here, crank pulley, whatever you want to call it. It's 24 millimeter. You're going to need a harmonic balancer puller, GM Chrysler. but you just take out the bolt. Alright, here's what a harmonic bouncer looks like. You got these rods that you stick down the crank, you got a bolt, and you got this claw right here. If you look right here on the back of the harmonic bouncer, there's these grooves. There's 3 of them. That's where the claws go. So stick your rod down in there, grab your claw and your bolt. And you fold the claws over to where the little indentions are. Thread your bolt in there. Make sure you get your rod in your bolt because the bolt has an indention for the rod. Alright, if you can't fit an impact in there, you're just going to tighten down the bolt. Do it by hand. There you go. This is about the best working he does. Alright, after this you want to take off your timing chain cover. These are all 10 millimeters. There's 10 right here, it goes all the way around, and there's 2 on the bottom. One right, they go through the oil pan. One right here, and one right here. Take all those out, and the timing chain cover should come off. The 2 that go through the oil pan, there's one right here. You see it? They're hidden. You have to look for them. There's no one right here. Once you get those off, there you go. Cut right off. Alright, and there's timing marks. You know, you want it on TDC, which is top dead center. And you can see one of the dots right here. You need to match it up with the dot on the crank sprocket. So easiest way to do it is just put your old bolt back in there. Still have the plugs in it, that's why it's kind of hard. And there you go. There's a dot that you guys probably can't really see, but I can see it. Dot on the crank pulley on that tooth. And you match it with this on the cam sprocket, and now you don't necessarily have to do this until you put your cam in, but it makes it easier where you don't have to move your crank. You can just put your cam sprocket back on there. Alright, next we're going to take off the cam sprocket. It's 3 10mm bolts on Gen 4s, which is 0713. It may be one single. You need to swap that over to 3. Once you get those 3 bolts out, you can slide off your cam sprocket, walk off the timing chain. It ain't gonna fall down in there, I promise. Now you got 4 10mm. This looks like it's an earlier model. Some of them have T40 star bits right here on the cam retaining plate. Ooh, cam bearings are bad. Pretty much you want to take these out, and then that'll let you get your cam out. Alright, now we're going to take off the coil packs so you can get to the valve covers and rockers. So what you want to do is unplug the main connector from the coil packs, unplug all your plug wires, just twist them and take them off. These are brand new, so you don't have to twist them, but now there's 5 10mm bolts. Take off the coil packs. Once you get all the 10mm out and all your stuff unplugged, the coil pack literally come right off. Alright, for the valve covers, there's 4 8mm bolts on both sides. Just take them all out and your valve covers should pop off. PCV valves right here, or not PCV valves, like vent lines going to the throttle body. Alright, for the rockers, they're 8mm also, and I'd suggest doing these by hand and using a good 6-point socket because these do round off really easy and they're going to be tight. So there you go. Get all your rockers out. They are on like this little pedestal deal, I guess you can call it. It's like a whole shaft. You can just take them out, make sure you have all your rockers out. Take them all on one instead of doing them individually. Makes it a lot easier. From here you can take out your push rods, and then later on we'll be taking out valve springs, so you need to stay here. Alright, we're going to take out the transmission cooler lines, or tranny lines, I don't know if they're any cooler. On your 07 or your 99 to 2014 or 13, whatever. These are going to be clips, and have fun getting those out. Alright, when you get these out, you want to be quick with it because it's going to leak train fluid. And this is not being quick with it. So don't spill any. Have all the push rods and your rockers off, and you spin the camera a couple times. You take some dowel rods. Stick them through and hope that it holds it.
Absolutely no worries in the world.
Yeah, that's how it was with Call of Duty for me.
And it was like no responsibilities, no practices, no nothing. You stay for 24 hours a day, you know, playing a game, and all your friends do the exact same thing. And all you really try to do is freaking glue it on because you suck ass at the game.
Actually, I played one round at Jones' house.
Here's a new cam from Texas Speed. The Texas Speed Stage 2 low lift. There's the cam card on it. Alright, I did put lube on it before you guys said I did not put lube on it. So, and then you want to go back in with it. You want to be just as easy as you were when you pulled it out. This is the toughest part of the whole deal, is getting the last one in. You really want to use these bolts for leverage. There you go. Okay, so you get the cam retaining plate back on there once you get your new cam in. Put your cam sprocket back on there. You'll see there's a dot right here. It's lined up with a dot on the crank sprocket also. You guys can't really see it, but it's right here. Line them up, dot to dot, and then you're on top of the center. And what you want to do is get some black RTV and put it in these corners right here, because what this is going to do is it's going to prevent any oil leaks from coming from your timing chain cover gasket. Do that on both sides, and then it'll make it to where your timing chain cover gasket has a good seal with your oil pan. just knocked the new front main in it. Really set it on two 2x4s, one right here, knocked it out the flat head, and then beat it in from the front all around. Put some grease on there.
Comparatively, all the other Fox bodies and pulls on those, not bad. Interior is in pretty good shape.
There's really no good way to put the balancers on. You can heat them up and they'll slide right on, but you take a chance to burn out the front main, and I just put a new one in it, so I'm not going to chance that. So the best thing you can do is just put a piece of wood in here, hit it all around. It's going to take you a little bit, but it'll get it on there. Alright, so to be able to do the valve springs while it's in the truck and the heads are still on the motor, you need this right here. It screws into the spark plug hole. Take out your spark plug, get your air hose, connect it. Screw this in there first, and it'll pressure up the cylinder where it won't let your valves fall when you take off the valve springs. And then get your valve spring tool, screw it in the rocker stud holes, push it down, take it out, take out both your valve springs. If you got a double tool, if you got a single, do one at a time, and put them back in. You know, whenever you get done, take this out, move to the next cylinder, so on and so forth on all 8. Finished product. The mufflers he has on are super quiet. Gonna get louder mufflers tomorrow. Well, everything's done in here. That's it. It's done.